Hello and welcome back to episode 47 of The Outer Worlds. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. So I reviewed my little bingo board over there, and I did not find any more credible suspects or suspects than the one I discussed at the end of the previous episode. But it did occur to me that there is a more credible theory, because Spencer, although he has some motive in terms of his jealousy of Halcyon Helen and her greater fame or whatever, it does not explain why this woman was poking around in the dealings of the Prophet of Profitability, and also her investigation into the rather disturbing nature of Spectrum Brown. So, an additional possibility is that Actor Boy is a fall guy. Maybe he actually did intend to incapacitate. What is her actual name? We always call her Halcyon Helen, something Bellamy. Maybe that actually was his plan, was to incapacitate her so that he could be the one at the release party, whatever the hell. And someone in Rizzo's took advantage of that opportunity and had her killed, possibly by modifying the robot. In any case, I'm thinking that we probably have a ways to go before we're done with this DLC, so we might as well have a chat with Ludovico and see what he's got to say.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me it isn't true.
She was murdered in her office.
Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you.
Whoever murdered her used the Needler.
The Needler was among Helen's belongings. Whoever stole it must have been able to slip in and out of the hotel. Maria was my sole representative in Cedric's territory. The entire hotel staff is on his payroll. Any one of them could have killed her on his behalf.
Let's change the topic.
What can I do for you?
I tracked down Birdie.
I'm pleased to hear that. Birdie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Birdie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
Birdie's something of a character, but he's harmless.
Try not to feel too bad for him. Birdie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit.
Go easy on him, he just lost the love of his life.
I don't understand what it was that Helen saw in Birdie. Whatever it was, she seemed to trust him implicitly. He was always on his best behavior around her. Or he tried. I'm not a heartless man, Inspector. I know that losing Helen must have shaken Birdie to his core. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Birdie killed Helen?
I do not.
I'm relieved to hear that. I happen to be something of a fan of the hack attack. I'd hate to see him processed for murder, but we need to be absolutely sure. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation.
What?
I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Birdie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. If you're through investigating Birdie, I recommend looking into Cedric Kincannon. He's been entirely too comfortable since we began this investigation. I don't trust Cedric when he's comfortable.
I've investigated Jasmine Leyva.
Ms. Leyva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leyva's followers. So tell me, what did you find?
She really wants to be arrested.
She wants to be arrested? That's not the kind of behavior I expect from a suspect. Perhaps she's carrying a guilty conscience. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer?
No.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
I've completed my investigation into Helen's poisoning.
Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner.
Spencer Woolrich.
Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
I'll be back. That was a huge pile of experience I just picked up. I leveled up and I'm about to level up again. Now... Okay, yeah, so I could go and accuse somebody, but I'm not ready to do an accuse. So I've got... Yeah, let's go talk to Cedric and see what he's got to say. Can I just go from here? I think I can. Yeah, off we go. I think the administrator may be the guilty party. But unless we find some additional evidence, we might have to accuse Woolrich after all. Is it in here?
You got an appointment?
You want a bullet in your face?
Appointment?
No.
Then get.
I'm an investigator.
No appointment? No talking to Mr. Kincannon.
Not very friendly, are you?
They don't pay me to be friendly. They pay me to keep hooligans out of Mr. Kincannon's hair.
Do I really look like a hooligan?
I'd say so. That said, it's possible Mr. Kincannon might enjoy talking to someone as personable as yourself. We'll see what he says. Mr. Kincannon, got a person of interest here to see you. Think they've got business.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send her up.
Nothing to say about that, smartass? Okay, bye. That's a very short 3 meters. Hi.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume.
Later.
Another murder? Drunk Raptidons? Black Hole Birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing.
Had a run-in with some quote-unquote slug agents.
Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself.
How did they get their hands on slug gear?
Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity. Easy enough for someone to nick a few. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you?
Can we first talk about why your audio quality suddenly deteriorated? Someone wants to pit me against Slug.
Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you?
If you have a theory, spit it out.
Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. Dominant. Aggressive. The woman in charge. I don't want to accuse anyone without hard evidence, though it may be worth noting Ludovico has motivation in spades. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder.
Yeah, and I'd also like you to back off the mic a little bit.
Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine?
And where would I find Elliot Nasser to verify that?
An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to it from there, scientifically speaking. Maybe it dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people.
I like you. You are a real piece of shit, but I do like you. So your alibi is that you were busy murdering someone else.
Which, as I said, you should not trust. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune.
So Helen's death is a net loss for Slug.
I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I've a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid.
Anything I should look into?
You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
What's the connection to Helen's murder?
I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the theft began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it.
I guess I can't guarantee it's not related.
I certainly wouldn't take that bet. Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads. Me, scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator.
This man is a sociopath, but at least he's a fun one. You know what I mean? He's not like that cannibal that I murdered in that factory. He was unfun, which is why he had to die. Excuse me, it's really rude to just call somebody a sociopath like that. I feel like I shouldn't say no to a violent crime lord.
Really, Inspector, no need to flatter me. I assure you, you're already very much in my good graces. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account.
Delightful.
Was there something else you wanted to discuss?
The constable is dead.
Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident?
It was murder.
It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer.
I think the odds are pretty good that I will make them dead. You're actually upset about this.
We may have been on opposite sides of the law on occasion, but we were not enemies. Perhaps it will shock you to hear her loss saddens me. Maria was a decent soul, and law knows those are in short supply around here. A little square, perhaps, in her dedication to the rules, but good nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know.
Well, now you know.
Indeed. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention?
Nope. Bye-bye. Ooh. Hand cannon. It's not even a Mark 1 or a Mark 2 or nothing. What am I stuck on?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, yeah? Oh. Oh, look at that. Analyze.
A cursory fingerprint analysis shows this display case was recently opened or closed.
The gun on the bottom looks special.
Confirmed. The grip has been modified for a specific wielder, most likely the rifle's owner. Additionally, the plasma rifle sights appear to have been realigned to better accommodate a shooter with slight myopia in one eye.
Analyze the fingerprints.
The fingerprints belong to Cedric Kincannon.
As I expected. Not that someone couldn't have accessed the cabinet using gloves.
Oh, admiring my rifle. Had it custom fitted by a woman on Monarch.
That's all you have to say? Alright, well that was a useful beep beep, wasn't it? Who puts their kitchen right next to their bathroom? These people do some really nonsensical things.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, do I need to analyze this book?
This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
Short-range transmission.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location.
Moo.
Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range.
How long has it been here?
Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface.
Examine the surrounding area.
The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles.
Fairly recently. Yeah, let's go with the wild guess.
That is highly likely, Inspector.
Solve the case.
Did you say something? Any beep beep out here? Let's talk to him about the listening device and see what he has to say, if anything.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have more questions about Helen,
Very well.
maybe? That's all I wanted to know.
One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me?
I don't know about taking turns, but I suppose I can do a fairness there. Major player.
Understandable. A man of my standing would naturally be tied up in all this, whether he wishes to be or not. Now then, did you need anything else?
Bye-bye. I don't know why I can't tell you about the listening thing, but whatever. Maybe that comment you made was related. Receiver location and foreman. Let's go check out the receiver first. It's, what is that? Is that down in the bar? No. It's in one of these storage closets. A bathroom?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I was really hoping that was going to be some stimulation. Alright, analyze.
Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered.
Any clues as to who put it here?
Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, This unit is unable to determine who placed the device.
How long has it been on the ground?
Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Yoink. And foreman time. Okay, good. I think I might actually not have to go through the restricted area. Oh, it's a big zone. So it would appear that Helen was digging into an awful lot of stuff around here.
Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector. Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in.
Thank you.
Feel free to have a look around, ma'am.
I will.
Wonder how many of these boxes fell off the back of the loader.
I mean, probably a lot. They don't seem too concerned about their sprat problem, but I guess nobody is. Anything tasty? Yeah, kind of tasty. Not really worth the trouble, though. Soul Cube. Assorted other trinketry.
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had to shoot a suspect?
You are weirdly straight-laced sounding for this outfit. Have you never shot someone?
Well, yeah, but they weren't suspects. Right, so the missing cargo. How can I help your investigation?
What has the culprit been stealing?
That's the weird part. There's no pattern, far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop?
Yeah, fair enough. Sounds like our perp's not fencing the goods.
Yeah, probably not. No one's dumb enough to think Spacer's Choice Sabers are worth half a damn. Then there's the most recent theft. 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder.
I see what you mean about there not being a pattern.
Well, I'm no inspector. If there is one, I'm sure you'll find it.
Who has access to the cargo?
Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager. He told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo.
Maybe there's a problem with the automechs?
Could be. Those things'll break if you so much as look at them funny. That's Benton's area, but don't bother asking him for help. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the whole head told me he couldn't help because he was dead.
Is he dead?
Brain dead, maybe. But no. My point is that if you think the automechs are a lead, you'll have to check on them yourself. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined.
Any idea why someone would want to bug Cedric's office?
Maybe they're keen on cashing out and want to go as painfully as possible. I don't know. Boss Kincannon's office is where he holds most of his meetings with important folks like Miss Helen. Just about all negotiations happen in his office too. Vendor pricing, major purchase orders, rentals for construction projects, you name it.
That's enough for now.
Oh, before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours.
You are refreshingly well prepared.
I wish you were being sarcastic.
So, there's the terminal. Insert keycard. Incoming. Penn's soda? I'll never understand where you get the energy to care about this shit, Tinsley. I don't know what to tell you. Pretty much the only ones that handle any cargo are the automechanicals. You can come look at them if you want, but even I have better things to do than help you exact justice on a void-damned pen thief. Yeah, okay. Outgoing. Purpleberry punch, cacao milk. Small portrait images of Woolrich. Additional shipping instructions handled with care. 3 Mark 7 cranial protectors. 7 sets protective clothing with safety harness. 2 cases lemon slap. 10 Spacer's Choice sabers. 25 cases of blasting agent. 3 boxes of dark matter bars. 4 cases of Nannerspank. Who would steal Nannerspank, let alone pictures of Spencer Woolrich? If the thief wasn't skimming from Cedric, of all people, I'd figure they were doing it for kicks and giggles. Ella, tell whoever just snuck into the shipping yard and messed with the loading automechs to go to hell, will you? Those things break down enough as it is, and I'll be damned if I'm going to haul cargo around myself. Okay, but you have to admit it's a little funny to see an automech dance. Not my fault they were so damn easy to hack. Seriously, a primal could do it. Yeah. Alrighty. Any tasties in here? The Vermin 2? I already have a The Vermin, don't I? That's interesting. That's a pretty tasty safe, but I will refrain from stealing it from her just now, on account of she was so helpful. I probably can't go through that door without having to shoot all these peoples. Which is slightly inconvenient, I think. But I guess we're on our way to go and have a chat with the automechanicals guy. Or maybe to hack his mechanicals. Since he doesn't appear to be particularly helpful. I wonder... Oh wait, this guy... No, he's not. He's right here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Analyze.
Inspector, this loading automechanicals programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger.
Identify the new trigger.
There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed.
Define standard defensive protocol.
For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes.
Scan for signs of unusual behavior.
Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time.
Let's have a look inside.
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you?
Lockpick.
Access panel is open. Please be sure to close the access panel when you are done.
Disable the failsafe.
Failsafe successfully disabled. Kill mode deactivated.
View the most recently added data log.
Ejecting data log 17C.
View. Skim random cargo every 1 to 4 days. There's also an instruction to steal a specific package. What was in shipment 6875?
Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists.
And we're done
Unit
here.
entering standby mode. Have a nice day.
Okay. Well, I think we've just learned something interesting, and that was a pretty clever maneuver by somebody to hide a particular targeted item in a sequence of random thefts. I think I might have some ideas about what that might be, but we are all out of time for episode 47, so come back and see me again in episode 48, and we will see if we can't figure out what it was. Talk to you soon.